Tonight across the Great Plains, a setup is building that forecasters have not seen all spring season. 40 million people are inside active wind warning zones right now. That is today's opening move. By Monday, instability spikes to 4,000 joules per kilogram, the 99th percentile for mid-May. Full stop. If you live between Oklahoma and Lake Superior, Sunday evening through Monday night is your critical window. Tornadoes, softball-sized hail, and winds up to 80 miles per hour, all three simultaneously on the table. 4 back-to-back severe weather days are loading up from Thursday through Tuesday. This is not normal. Stay with me halfway through. I reveal the Monday detail that just appeared on the models overnight. It involves mid-70s dew points reaching the upper Midwest, a number nobody was forecasting 48 hours ago. Honest truth this week is not random and is not just a regular May storm stretch. A potentially record-breaking Super El Niño is developing in the Pacific right now as we speak. Some model guidance shows this El Nino breaking the all-time record, the strongest ever measured. El Nino supercharges the subtropical jet stream, the exact jet feeding this week's moisture surge northward. During strong El Nino springs, Gulf moisture surges farther north and storm season runs longer than normal. This week is a direct El Nino signature and it will keep getting louder before it quiets. Let us start with what is happening right now because today itself is already a significant event. High wind warnings are active across Wyoming, Utah, Montana, Colorado, and both Dakotas right now. Colorado brings Grand Junction, Aspen, and Alamosa into today's high wind warning footprint as well. Williston, Minot, Bismarck, Rapid City, essentially the entire Northern Plains corridor is activated. Wyoming is almost entirely Orange County, Gillette, Cheyenne, Rock Springs, and Dubois all under warning. Utah brings Salt Lake City, Price, Vernal, and St. George into the high wind warning footprint today. Montana has warnings from Cut Bank through Helena and Dillon covering most of the central corridor. Williston, Bismarck, Minot, and Rapid City, the Dakotas, are fully activated under wind warnings today. North Platte, Alliance, and Grand Island in Nebraska are also watching the system very closely today. A step below wind advisories cover Spokane, Yakima, Bozeman, Billings, Kalispell, and Elko, Nevada. Idaho Falls and Twin Falls in Idaho are also in the advisory zone through tonight. Billings and Helena through Salt Lake City and Provo damaging winds exceeding 75 miles per hour are possible today. Severe storms in Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, and Utah regions that almost never make this kind of list. When a slight risk appears in the Intermountain West, the threat is real and it demands your attention. Frank Hollister out in Amarillo says the sky this morning looked flat out wrong, his words exactly. All of these warnings share one cause, a powerful trough entering the Pacific Northwest this morning. Oregon and Washington are already seeing higher elevation snow from this system arriving on shore. That cold air aloft is exactly what this trough uses to generate dangerous storms across the west. Today is essentially this trough's opening move. Its main act does not arrive until the weekend. As it digs deeper through the week, it transforms from today's wind driver into this weekend's tornado machine. Meanwhile, record-breaking heat is also building simultaneously across the desert southwest today. Triple digits are developing across the Texas Panhandle while 90s surge north into Idaho and Nevada. That western heat ridge and the incoming trough are about to collide, and that collision fuels everything. The dry line across West Texas and western Oklahoma is already coming alive this afternoon, folks. As that heat shifts from west to east through Thursday and Friday, it loads the atmosphere with fuel. California, Nevada, Arizona, and New Mexico are watching heat records fall across the southwest this week. That heat pushing east through Friday is what primes the atmosphere for the explosive weekend setup. The dry line is a loaded spring winding tighter all week before it finally snaps this weekend. Drop your city and state in the comments. I will check back tonight with your specific updates. Let us go day by day because Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday all carry something real. Thursday kicks things off as the dry line sets up across West Texas in the Central Plains corridor. Eastern and central Kansas carry the greatest Thursday risks. Scattered severe storms fire late afternoon. St. Louis back through Kansas City all the way to Amarillo and Woodward watch Thursday evening closely. Damaging winds and hail are the main Thursday hazards. An isolated tornado cannot be ruled out there. Friday escalates fast. This is when 2-inch-plus hail producers become a serious concern across the plains. Wichita, Topeka, Kansas City, and Springfield are all on high alert for significant hail Friday afternoon. Eastern Kansas and northwest Missouri carry the highest Friday risk. Scattered severe storms are likely. That is hail large enough to damage cars, crack windshields, and punch right through rooftops. No joke. Friday morning also brings an overnight storm complex rolling across the Illinois Valley Peoria. Watch up. Springfield and Peoria could wake up Friday morning to heavy rain already falling before the alarm goes off. The subtropical jet begins feeding the southern flank. Friday moisture levels surge rapidly northward. Here's what separates this weekend from a regular storm week. 3 triggers fire simultaneously. The dry line kicks off storms, shortwave impulses add lift, and a cold front drops in from the north. 3 separate mechanisms triggering thunderstorms at the same time. That is an outbreak-level recipe. Dale Simmons in Abilene, Kansas says Thursday's sky has that pressurized look he knows all too well. All 5 days carry at least one hazard, but Monday is in a league entirely its own. The models have been trending worse on Monday for 72 consecutive hours. That consistency means everything. Now I need to stop right here. This is the moment I promised at the very top. Here's the detail from the overnight model run absent from every forecast 48 hours ago. Monday's Cape just spiked to 4,000 joules per kilogram in eastern Kansas and western Missouri overnight. That is the 99th percentile for mid-May, the kind of number that makes experienced forecasters go quiet. And simultaneously, mid-70s dew points are now projected to reach all the way into the upper Midwest Monday. Those two numbers arriving together on the same day create conditions for the most violent storm setups. With that Monday picture in your head, let us walk through Saturday, which is no pushover. SPC is confident on Saturday's severe weather across northern Oklahoma, Kansas, and southeast Nebraska. Omaha, Kansas City, Topeka, Wichita, and just north of Oklahoma City are all in Saturday's target zone. Damaging winds, large hail, and isolated tornadoes are all possible across that corridor Saturday evening. Storms develop late Saturday afternoon and continue into the evening hours across the Central Plains. Saturday is the opening act, take it seriously, but Sunday and Monday are where this story escalates. Sunday expands the risk significantly a larger area and further north than Saturday's zone entirely. Southern Minnesota, Iowa, southwest Wisconsin, South Dakota, and Nebraska along I-80 all in play Sunday. Des Moines, Rochester, Lincoln, Salina, Dodge City, and Elk City, Oklahoma are inside Sunday's risk zone. Prairie du Chien and Platteville, Wisconsin are both inside Sunday's slight risk zone. Heads up there. The polar jet lifting well north Sunday pushes the severe threat all the way toward the Canadian border. Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan all come into play Sunday as that jet drags instability further north. Carol Myers, retired nurse in Omaha, has her weather radio on and her shelter location locked in already. She says she has seen enough May setups in Nebraska to know exactly when to take something seriously. Sunday's moisture surge brings the highest dew points this far north this early in any recent May. Those mid-60s dew points on Sunday are fueling storms before the really dangerous fuel arrives Monday. Betty in Wichita Falls says the southwest wind shifted at dawn and her shelter bag is already packed. And then there is Monday, the day the entire meteorological community is watching most closely right now. The risk zone Monday stretches from Lake Superior all the way down to northwest Texas. Green Bay, La Crosse, Minneapolis, Chicago, Des Moines, Kansas City, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, all inside Monday. Wichita Falls, Texas is also in Monday's zone, millions of people across a massive geographic corridor. That 4,000 joule instability means Monday's storms will have an almost unlimited energy supply to tap into. All 3 modes of severe weather are in play Monday: tornadoes, large hail, and 60 to 80 miles per hour winds. Even longer track tornadoes cannot be ruled out. Wind shear values Monday fall squarely in that range. 3 and 4 inch hailstones are possible Monday, baseball to softball sized, the kind that does real damage. The Monday bullseye could set up across Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula. That target surprises many people. But the atmospheric setup for Monday strongly supports that northern bullseye. The jet is running far north. Bob Simmons, retired electrician in Indianapolis, has already identified 2 community shelters near his house. He says he is not taking any chances this weekend, and that is exactly the right mindset. The instability Monday is even higher than what we saw during some of the most significant 2024 outbreaks. A 4,000 joule Cape reading is the kind of number that produces the most violent and longest-lived supercells. Drop your city below. I will track your area personally and post Sunday and Monday timing tonight. And Tuesday is not done with us either. The cold front could stall out by Tuesday afternoon. A stalling front sets up a serious flooding rain threat across Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, and Arkansas. Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio all fall inside Tuesday's heavy rain zone. Precipitable water values are running at the 90th percentile 2-inch per hour rainfall rates possible. That much rain falling that fast overwhelms drainage in both urban and rural communities very quickly. Louisiana has been in severe drought now. It gets hit hard multiple times in 10 days. Here is the real good news that rainfall is the most Louisiana has seen in 2 full years. Here is the engine driving all of this in plain language, 3 systems working together at once. The subtropical jet feeds Gulf moisture north while the polar jet lifts it well into Canada's doorstep. Meanwhile, the digging trough creates the wind shear needed to turn that moisture into organized tornadoes. Sandra Phelps in Lexington, South Carolina says she is watching Tuesday's eastward energy shift very carefully. The Ohio Valley and lower Mississippi Valley need to watch for serious flash flooding through mid-next week. Turn around. Don't drown after Tuesday's flooding. Never drive through water on the road. Period. The Ohio Valley and Lower Mississippi Valley should watch for serious flash flooding into mid-next week. Now here's the bigger picture that puts all of this week's weather into its proper historical context. This El Nino has the potential to rival the 2015 to 2016 Super El Niño event entirely. That 2015 event brought record rainfall to California and the Southwest. This one could match it. During that event, the subtropical jet was supercharged all spring and summer, exactly what we see now. This week's moisture surge, reaching Minnesota with 70-degree dew points, is a textbook El Nino signature. The Mid-Atlantic and Northeast will also start to see severe energy fishtail east by Tuesday night. Beyond Tuesday, multiple disturbances are lined up to keep firing across the plains through late May. One system trailing behind Monday's outbreak, another behind that, and yet another behind that one. This is not a one-and-done event. The pattern stays active and moisture levels stay elevated all week. The Climate Prediction Center flags above normal precipitation across the central U.S. through May 24th. Multiple storm systems keep lining up, one trailing behind Monday, another behind that, another behind it. This pattern does not shut off next week. El Nino keeps the severe weather season extended. Let me give you the straight talk on what you need to do before Saturday morning actually arrives. Kansas, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Iowa, your preparation window is right now, not Friday night, folks. Know your shelter location before Saturday: basement, interior room, or a designated community shelter. Mobile home residents from Texas through Minnesota, you need an alternative shelter plan before Sunday. Mobile homes are never safe during tornado warnings. Sunday and Monday can both produce significant tornadoes. Your weather alert must wake you from across the house. Sunday night carries a nocturnal tornado risk. Nighttime tornadoes kill more people than daytime ones. You cannot see a wall cloud at midnight, folks. For Wyoming, Utah, and Montana today, secure all loose outdoor items before this afternoon's storms arrive. Anyone driving I-35 through Oklahoma and Kansas this weekend, plan carefully around the storm windows. I-80 through Nebraska and I-70 through Kansas and Missouri fall directly inside the weekend risk corridor. Sunday evening and Monday afternoon are the two highest risk driving windows across those entire corridors. Here is the single story that ties all of this week's weather into one clear and coherent picture. A record El Nino charges the jet pumps Gulf moisture north, and the trough digs deep. Those three forces converging together is what turns a regular storm week into a historic severe stretch. Mark my words, if Monday verifies at 4,000 joules with mid-70s dew points, this week is historic. Now, I want to hear from you. Drop your city and state in the comments right below. Wyoming, Utah, and Montana, how bad are the wind gusts outside your window right now today? Kansas, Oklahoma, Iowa, Nebraska, are you already sensing the atmosphere changing ahead of this weekend? Great Lakes and Upper Midwest, Chicago, Milwaukee, Green Bay, are you tracking Monday's risk zone closely? What city do you want a 5-day severe weather breakdown for? Drop it in comments below. Are you traveling through the plains or Midwest this weekend? Your route depends on knowing these windows. Do yourself a solid, share this with someone in Kansas, Iowa, or Oklahoma before Saturday arrives. We are tracking the 40 million person wind warning today, Monday's 4,000 joule spike, and Tuesday's floods. Stay safe out there, look after your neighbors, and we will see you in the very next update.